I would like to ask though, General Rameshwar, on Pakistan very boldly and with so much conviction, because I highly doubt they have the capacity to retaliate to the scale, but has said we will respond and at the time and place of our choosing. How credible is this threat really? And in military doctrine, what does this really mean when a country says we will respond at the time and place of our choosing? India said it, but India had the might.
Before you answer that, this is Prabhat Sahri. Sir, before you answer that, let me just explain the visual. This is Prabhat Sahri. I mean, this is a tradition in many parts of India. People have come out knowing that there is an attack that India has conducted inside Pakistan. So I mean, so there's fervor on the street, and people have come out. So these are the visuals. These are no political visuals.
And this shouldn't be anything less than what we see right now.
People have come out on their own and they are celebrating. These are the visuals. Sir, please go on.
You see, as far as military doctrine is concerned, whatever they are talking, it has got no meaning at all.
Yeah.
If that had a meaning, by now India would have suffered a number of nuclear strikes by now, the way the politicians have been talking about. Correct. I must point out a basic character of past journalists. All of them, they are on a high horse and they have very high self-opinion. And in the bargain, whatever campaigns that have planned, they have been based on inadequate analysis, and at the end of it, they have got defeated. Now look at the history. Ayub Khan, all right, Yahya Khan, then Musharraf, and now Munir. They all have scored self-goals in all these 4 wars that they have initiated. So their professional capability is questionable. So Munir has done a self-goal this time, and the way he had given a speech that day, about a week prior to 22nd April, and tried to incite Hindu-Muslim divide in India, that is number one. Then he tried to bring in Islam part of it, a two-nation theory. So it has fallen back. It has proved to be counterproductive. Now today in J&K, the people are up and against Pakistan, the same people who have been their proxies. So there is a paradigm shift in the way people are thinking as on date. And I do not think this war-like situation will continue for a longer time. Pakistan, of course, will continue holding press conferences, try and portray themselves as victims. They will try and deny the damage part of it the way they did in Balakot.
On News9 right here, in fact, we did relay a report on how Pakistan barely has the ammunition to pass 4 days of intense war. They can't sustain. They have barely enough ammunition. They've sold off a lot of their artillery to Ukraine at that point for quick buck because their economy was dwindling. Now they've given out budgets for defense spends for up to 18% higher than what was. So Pakistan at this point is panic spending to see if they can get some machinery now. But this is just aftermath. They haven't been prepared for something like this.
They do not have money to buy sophisticated weapons like that we have. And we have demonstrated that we have technological edge. And all means if you look at the history, whichever country has got better technology, they have been the winners. And India has showcased our technological prowess and loud and clear to Pakistan. And even if they want to purchase additional weapon system, it will take time, and they possibly cannot match Indian economy for purchasing of sophisticated weapons. So therefore, it is Pakistan on the back foot as of now. The best thing for them is to reconcile to the fact, and they must come to negotiating table and promise that they will not support the terror actions at all in future against India.
This is asking for too much from Pakistan, because going by the analysts who have been writing on Pakistan, and I would like all of you to comment on that. Recently there was an article that was written, and it said that there has to be a reciprocal response and little extra, and India is very much aware of it, that the Pakistan may implement that. Even during the Balakot dogfight, there was an international pressure on Pakistan, but the response came, and our military exercise is on. So, Air Marshal Chaudhary, my question to you is: Do you see a sort of a missile response on part of Pakistan? should we expect some sort of a dogfight which took place in the line of control? Because a lot of people who have not served in armed forces, who watch the armed forces from outside, would definitely like to know what is on the plate. We have suspended flights, the airports have been closed, schools have been closed.
Pakistan has the ammunition. If you really look at it, they have enough Chinese hardware. But where's the efficacy of it?
I mean to say, and in terms of Air Force capacity, I'm sure that they don't have the parity, but they still have some important equipment, if I may use the word, the fourth generation plus aircrafts. So they have the inventory there. So what sort of a counter response India should look to? I mean, so that's my question to you. That's what people would like to know. कि अब ये करेगा क्या पाकिस्तान?
Till now, most of the time, I think the Pakistani army in the past actions and past wars, Pakistani army had been on the driver's seat. And when Balakot happened, it was the first time we carried out an airstrike inside their airspace, right under the noses. And the path was, let's say, pushed to a corner where they had to respond in some form or manner because they were put on the mat by their own people. Says, what are you doing? How have an enemy air force been able to carry out a strike on our territory? That's what they claim. And under our noses. So they were pushed to response. This time also around, the PAF will also be pushed to response. And using air power gives you also an option of carrying out standoff attacks. And most certainly, I think they would have worked out some game plan on their own, on their minds. And this is certainly, and all militaries do. But let me put one fact clear, is that I think the Indian armed forces we've known this all along. The typical challenges which the Pak army has with its civilian population and what the need for them to act and show. But one thing is vastly different from the past. I mean, if you see the long wars in the past, the geopolitical scenario in the world was entirely different, and there was a whole lot of support from the US for Pakistan and UK and a lot of the Western world, in fact, in '71. But things have changed. It's a different world today. It's 50 years, half a century down the line. And today, India is an entirely different country. It's a country of enormous respect and credibility. So actions taken, and the world has seen that our military, whenever it has always operated with great restraint, a great deal of concern to ensure, that we don't hurt civilians. And that's what exactly we have done again this time. And we had an option.
Inherently been India's culture. And I'd say it's because India has a lot to lose. We have, India cares about its civilians, its people. We have a lot to lose. We are the fourth largest economy as per IMF's latest data. We have a lot to lose. Pakistan has nothing to lose. Their economy is dwindling. Their hardliners are taking over the army, and the civilians are frustrated. They barely have 2 meals. In fact, the gap between the rich and poor is exponential in Pakistan. The country is in dumps, and they won't survive. This attack, they will not survive. Would you be able to tell us, even though some might say that this is just a touch and go attack that India has carried out, but I hear from sources that this is just phase 1 of the attack that India has carried out against Pakistan. If any one of you want to jump in, PK Mishra, sir, your take on if this is India's beginning against Pakistan, if it's phase 1 and there are multiple phases to continue, and will Pakistan survive this?
Yes, you are very correct. It is just the beginning. Just to show what we can do if we have done Pahalgam. And look the name, what has been given for the operation. Operation Sindoor. You understand why that name was given.
All the men were
It's
killed.
not depicted for the ladies who lost
Yes.
their husband.
Only men were targeted.
We take credit for this name, even what was given, Operation Sindoor. We are really thankful that this name has come. And Pakistan, I can well tell you, as we were just discussing, they will, suppose if they lose, they will come for a discussion. I will tell you, no. Pakistan, as far I understand, they will never come to any discussion with India on table, either it will be diplomatically or politically, till General Munir and Lieutenant General Asif Malik, they are in power. Shahbaz is not there in power. So let us forget that Pakistan will come for a discussion. They will never come for a discussion. And I'm very sure the retaliation will be there. The response will be there by General Munir, and where we should watch and see. It may be towards Katwa or towards Jammu from Sialkot. It may be in Punjab sector. Nobody knows, but that doesn't mean that we are not ready. The counter response will be very heavy, and you know it pretty well that we do not have any militant camps in India. So are they going to hit our, our army installation, air force installation, or civil installation, or corporates, or the markets? If they do it, the whole world will come to know, and then India will hit them very badly, and we're capable of hitting them. Because I am telling you, as far as Navy is concerned, Pakistan Navy is concerned, as far as Karachi port is with Turkey warship, this shows that Pakistan Navy is not capable enough to come to face our Indian Navy.
Yeah.